Yesterday we talked about the sin of commission. Today I want to talk about the sin of omission. What's the difference? The sin of commission is what you commit. The sin of omission is what you omit, what you fail to do. So the sin of commission is what you choose to do. The sin of omission is what you choose not to do in a bad way. James chapter 4 verse 17 says, anyone then, so that means you and me, anyone then who knows the good he ought to do and doesn't do it, it is a sin. That's a powerful scripture. It's natural for us to target the sins of commission because they're so evident and usually the consequences are immediate. But right here, the scriptures teach that we need to be hard-lined and focused on the sin of omission, which usually is the pain of the sin of omission is not immediate, but it builds up and eventually crushes you in the end. The sin of omission is to not do the good you know you ought to do. This is just as destructive. Lying. Or rather than lying, maybe a sin of commission, but to fail to tell the truth would be a sin of omission. In our lives, sin is bound to happen, but we have to make sure that we go after it. Now, the trickiness of the sin of omission is that it requires maturity. It says anyone who knows the good he ought to do. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is not bliss because in the Old Testament, they had to offer a sacrifice for unintentional sin. So it's still sin. You just don't know it. It is sin for you. You don't realize you're sinning. You're falling short. If God would tell the truth in that situation, even if you didn't realize it, you still didn't act like God. The sin of omission is a tricky one because we're constantly having to fight to catch up to it. Because we have to grow in our knowledge of the scriptures and in our relationship with God. And so let's make sure that we understand the importance of digging deep roots is that the deeper the roots go, the more nutrients, the more moisture, the more better off we are going to be. That's the sin of omission, the sin of silence. Let's make sure that we go after making sure that we don't omit to do the good we ought to do. Have a great day.